So, hello everyone. Welcome to Master Your Message to Millions. I've ran this webinar before. It's probably one of the most popular webinars that we have, just because we have so many women who want to speak. We have so many women who want to speak at fearless events and step onto that fearless stage. But what I developed this webinar to do is to help you be successful from the stage, whether you speak at a fearless summit or whether you speak at any event. Because what I know for sure is that one of the most powerful ways to build your business, if not the most powerful way to build your business, is from the stage. Definitely sharing your fearless story, and for sure sharing your powerful message and the gifts and skills that you have to be able to help and empower others. I would say most of the women that we work with, that women who have businesses, they're often authors, they're often coaches, they often have workshops or webinars or courses or digital products or things that they're wanting to sell, to be able to build their business, to be able to help and impact others. So the stage is a great way to be able to do that. And why is a stage so powerful? Well, there's lots of reasons. Number one is you have a captive audience. You are standing on the stage in front of 100 people, 200 people, 500 people, 1,000 people, whatever it might be, and you are the expert. All eyes are on you, all ears are listening to you. So people are paying attention as to what you are saying. So today I'm going to talk about, well, what is it that you do say? How do you really grab people's attention? How do you captivate an audience? How do you make the impact that you want to make? And then, of course, also, how do you make the income that you want to make in your business, if that is your goal of sharing your message? Now, we've had women share and speak at a fearless event and didn't have a business at all. We've had women who just wanted to share their fearless stories to be able to help and empower other women in this world. So I've had women who've talked about their cancer journey or various things that's happened in their life that they just want to help and empower others, which you can definitely do that as well. We've had women like Dr. Jennifer City, who is Canada's third female astronaut, speak at one of our fearless events before, that just shared her journey of becoming an astronaut and how amazing that was to have her speak on one of our fearless stages. So we've had all kinds of amazing women speak at events. Our youngest fearless speaker was 8 years old. And we've had a number of young girls who have shared their own fearless stories, and just how powerful that is, that when an audience of women says, okay, if an 8-year-old has done all of this, what is holding me back from doing the things that I want to do in my life? The oldest speaker who ever spoke at a Fearless Summit was 88 years old, an
Wow.
Auschwitz survivor. And she spoke on a number of our fearless stages as well. So it just shows that you're never too young, you're never too old to speak on a fearless stage, that what you have to say matters, that your fearless story is so important, and that when you share that story and powerful message that you have to share, that you give another woman in that audience or person in that audience permission to do the same, to be able to live the life of their dreams, to get from where they are to where they want to be, and just how powerful speaking from a stage can do that. So, of course, what we're most famously known for is our Fearless Women's Summits. And I know there's women here who've attended a summit before, and perhaps you sat in that audience and said, hey, one day I want to speak on that fearless stage. I very distinctly remember Kimberly showing up at the Ottawa event with her team of amazing women. They all had fearless toques on, because that's what we do in Canada is, in the winter, we're wearing our toques, and they all had this toque on that said fearless. But, I had a chance to meet Kimberly at that event and now gotten to know her even more so. And I know she's someone who has so many gifts and talents that now she's ready for that fearless stage. And perhaps that's your story too, is that, hey, I'm ready to take my life and business to the next level, that I know I have this powerful story in me and I'm ready to share it to the world. And I couldn't be more excited. You know, one of the things that I'm most proud of with One Woman is that we create a stage for every woman to be able to share their fearless stories, that you don't have to have a ton of experience. Yes, I have a speaker's application. What the application does is gives me the tools for my team to create your speaker's ad, to get you added to our website, to be able to promote you as one of our fearless speakers at the event. But it's not to say like, oh, is this person good enough to speak at the event? Absolutely you are. And that's the most wonderful thing about Fearless Summits is that sometimes women are sharing their stories for the very first time. And what's the best part about One Woman Fearless is that it's such a safe space to be able to do that. If you've attended an event, you know how powerful, welcoming, amazing, how diverse the audience, how accepting, how women are so excited just to hear your story and to interact and talk to you after you've spoken. I know a lot of women have told me that once they've spoken at an event that they are hooked, that they felt like absolute rock stars while they were on that stage and you know, are addicted to speaking at that point and can't wait to get onto another stage. So we have lots of fearless events coming up over the coming year. Things have changed a little bit. I used to travel all over the world putting on these fearless events. So events have happened right across Canada, right across the United States. They've happened throughout Europe. You know, we did an entire United Kingdom tour in, you know, Scotland and Ireland and England and Wales. We've been throughout Australia and New Zealand putting on fearless events. But as many of you know, I went through a cancer journey the last couple of years. Sadly, I have a lot of permanent damage from the cancer treatments, so I can no longer travel like I did before. I can't, you know, be on my feet all day, you know, organizing and planning events, but I do have a team of amazing women who are hosting fearless events in their cities. So there's lots of events that's going to be happening next year that you can speak at. And yeah, that you can, you know, speak at, be a part of. And I feel like they'll be even better because those women are very connected in those cities to put on a very successful event. So that was just kind of some, you know, background about speaking, a little bit of background about fearless events, and just the power of speaking and what it can do for your life and business. What I thought I would cover today is one of the things that sometimes women struggle with, which is just completing that speaker's application. And sometimes they feel like, well, you know, is what I'm putting, what I should be putting on there. And especially when you're wanting to get out there and do more speaking. So whether it's a fearless event or any event that you're wanting to speak at and to help you with your business, is there's usually an application process. And women say, like, what do I need to do to be more successful with speaking at more events? Because, you know, sometimes it's the fact that, you know, there's lots of different conferences and things that's going on, and you know that there's a lot of people who are applying. So, you know, most applications are asking for the same information. So I just thought I'd go through a few key areas that's on our application and things that might help you stand out with speaking at various events. Like I said, for the Fearless event, it isn't about the experience or the expertise. You know, anyone who completes a speaker application, I'm going to contact to have a conversation with you to find out, you know, more about where you're wanting to speak and helping you get on the stages that you want to speak in. But that might not necessarily be the case if you're trying to get on a TEDx stage or any other kind of speaking event that's out there. So the first thing is, of course, putting all of your information on there to make sure that people can contact you. Be leery. You know, sometimes I've had assistants or third-party organizations that applied for people to speak, and then all of a sudden they weren't there anymore. You know, for one reason or another, the assistant didn't work for that person anymore, or that they weren't with that third-party agency anymore, and then that connection is gone. And I've actually had that happen before, where somebody was supposed to speak at an event and I didn't even have their personal contact information to speak with them. It was all done through a third-party person. So I highly suggest making sure that your information is on that application so that it can get to you, especially if that's really important for you to speak at that event. So all the initial information is just your contact information as usual. The next are things like your professional title. And why that's important is, that's what we use to create your speaker's ad. So whatever is important to you to have as your professional title, my team just literally copies and pastes that from the speaker's application. So I always tell people, don't get too wordy and crazy with it, because there's only so much you can fit on an ad. And it gets to a point where the audience or possible attendees can't even read it. So, you don't have to put 10 different titles of, speaker, author, coach, best-selling this, internationally renowned this, pick something that's really all-encompassing as to who you are. For example, for myself, I always put, Charla Brown, founder of One Woman. From One Woman, they can see that I'm a philanthropist. They can see that I'm a speaker. They can see all of those things. So I always tell ladies, try to keep that simple so that your ad is very crystal clear for, women who are learning about you even before the event happens. Next is things like your website. So including a link to that, because as I mentioned, we promote you even before the event so that women who are attending the event can learn about you even before the event happens. They might even reach out to you beforehand to speak with you or get involved with the stuff that you have going on leading up to the event. We also include social media links that, we know that not all women have a website, but they may have a Facebook page or an Instagram page that they're wanting to promote instead of their website. So you can choose what you'd like to do, but we usually pick your website as the first thing. Then it's choosing which city you'd like to speak in. And a lot of times women will ask me, Charlotte, can I speak at multiple events? Of course you can. We've had women who've spoken on the entire Fearless tour in the past. Women know the value of speaking at Fearless events to build and grow their business. I've had women, no word of a lie, make millions of dollars from speaking at Fearless events and really building their business to $1 million level and beyond. So whatever your goals are for speaking at an event, you can definitely achieve those from a stage. And you can decide as to if you would like to speak at more events. It's more of what's available. And the earlier you apply, the better chances you have to be able to speak at events. Like I said, I can't plan and organize 100 events myself anymore. I'm relying on hosts in those cities. But I feel going forward that there'll be even more events because I could only ever be one place at one time. So now there could be, 4 events happening on a Saturday in various parts of the world, or even more. So we'll see where it goes as time goes on. But right now on the website, under the events section, lists all the events that are coming up that we know of right now. And, just keep an eye on that page to know when other events are happening. So you don't have to fill out an application for every city you want to speak in. You can just fill out one. Well, unless you're going to change what you're speaking about, if it's the same application, just fill out one. And then in the final section where it says additional details you want us to know, you can say, I'm also interested in speaking in these events, and you can list them there. And I can look and see what's available when I have my call with you about speaking. The next section is all about your speaking topics. So what we try to do is have a diverse group of messages that happen at each Fearless events and different topics and subjects that are covered. So no 2 events are ever the same because no 2 women ever have the same Fearless story. You might have some similarities in your stories, but definitely no 2 stories are ever going to be the same. But we do try to have, experts in different areas and topics as much as we can. Of course, there is some crossover that happens at the events, but we look for that when we're putting together all of our speakers for the day. The talks are 20-minute TED-style talks, so it's long enough for women to hear your Fearless story, to learn more about what you're doing, to be able to get some great takeaways from your talk. And of course, you can also have a powerful call to action that helps you be able to build and grow your business. Next is your talk title. So it's really great to have a catchy talk title that's going to grab people's attention. Keep it, short, direct, to the point, because as I mentioned, speakers ads can only put so many words on them before you can't read them anymore. But it's always good to have something that's going to grab people's attention. I love women that have edgy marketing that really grab people's attention. You know, I use Jackie a lot of times as examples when I do these webinars, because she's probably one of the most powerful speakers who spoke on the Fearless stage. But her talk title, for example, was called Life's Too Short for Boring Sex. And her talk was all about passion and living your passion and purpose. But she tied it all in with her fearless story of, you know, her romantic relationship. And it was just so brilliantly done. And if you've heard Jackie speak before, you know what I'm talking about. But isn't that a talk title that people would be like, oh boy, I want to hear what that talk is all about. So really putting some thought to that, as to what you want your talk title to be, that you know that it's all preparing your audience as you get up on the stage. So even before you even said a word, you've already set a tone through the marketing of your message even beforehand. So your talk title is really important. Talk description, we just use that lots of times in our marketing tools to start getting the ladies who are attending the event excited about your talk. So including that in there as well. The other thing is your bio. So this is a short bio that is basically your introduction onto the stage. And I always tell women that that is such an important part. And I don't think women realize how important that is, because that is what the MC is reading to get that audience warmed up and prepared for you to step on that stage. So you're not having to get up on the stage and say, oh, hi, everyone. Yes, I'm from Thunder Bay, Ontario. I'm so happy to be here. Like, all of that stuff can already be done through that powerful introduction. So it needs to be direct, to the point, and really exciting. So what I thought I would do is I printed off Jackie's from a past event, just to give you an idea of what a powerful introduction on stage short bio can look like. And we also use this leading up to the event to be able to promote you as well. So just 1 second, I need a sip of water for this one. All right. Here it goes. Now, from Los Angeles, California, comes a sensational storyteller with a true story of intense passion that will blow your mind, inspire you, entertain you, and leave you breathless. Jackie Somerville is a best-selling author, speaker, and co-founder of 100 Most Powerful Women. She is on a mission to ignite passion in the hearts of women everywhere. Jackie draws on a lifetime of pushing the envelope, taking big risks, and challenging the status quo. Oh yeah, ladies, she's been married a few times. She immigrated twice. She's been fat, she's been slim, broke, rich, and followed her gut to a life of excitement, adventure, passion, and purpose. Now Jackie invites you to come to the edge with her. Please welcome the one and only Jackie Somerville. So do you get an idea of what that could sound like and what that could be for you that really gets an audience excited to listen to your message? Because what happens is I get bios that come to me that sound a lot like this. Charla is from Thunder Bay, Ontario. She graduated in 1996 with a degree in international business. She's done this and she did that. And it's just blah. And it's just like, okay, that's not very exciting. I think we could do something better in terms of really getting the audience excited. Because what happens in that kind of a bio is people are not paying attention. They're looking at their phone. They're talking to their neighbor next to them. But when you have an exciting introduction and an exciting bio, that people are sitting at the edge of their seats and they're just waiting to hear from you. And which do you want? I think you want that captive audience that can't wait to hear what you have to say. So that's my tip around your intro on stage and creating a short bio, that even before the event, that people are getting really excited to want to hear their talk, that they can't wait to get their ticket to sit in that seat and to meet you at the event. So those are kind of the main things, from the speaker's application that I want to talk about. Of course, having a professional headshot and attaching that. I can't tell you the amount of times that I've gotten selfies as people's professional headshots. I can't tell you the amount of times that I've gotten pictures that are so old and that are pictures of pictures and are not actual professional images. And it doesn't have to be that you have to spend tons of money on getting a professional headshot done. It can be the fact that you take a picture with your iPhone, but you have somebody take a great picture of you outside, a shoulder up, wonderful looking headshot that people can use in advertising and promoting you. You always want to put your best foot forward. And when somebody's looking at your speaker's application, they can tell that, hey, this is somebody who's really serious about speaking. They're not just trying to cast all of their lines out there thinking that, okay, maybe somebody will give me a shot or give me a chance. You have to be really intentional with your actions. And when we do that, when we apply and we do things with attention, that's how we wind up getting results. And I guarantee you will get more speaking engagements if you use some of these tips that I share with you today. So past speaking experience is just about things that you want to share. I love watching, videos and stuff that women show me of, talks and things that they have done. And I've watched these things that when we meet and talk about you speaking at a Fearless event, I will give you some honest feedback as to, hey, that was fantastic, but have you thought about doing this? Or have you thought about, trying this? That if you haven't gotten the results that you wanted to get from speaking on the stage, that these little tweaks sometimes can make all the difference in the world. And I've really helped women achieve massive success from the stage. Yeah, so that's it. Like I said, in the additional details, you can put anything in there you like, especially if there's multiple events that you want to speak at, then I can kind of look at where there is spaces. So the next thing I want to share and talk about is how do you craft that powerful message to get the results that you want to get from the stage, and sharing some tips and advice to help you to be able to do that. Number one is always you need a powerful opening statement. So what I see happens a lot of times is women will be so nervous to get up on that stage that they'll get up there and start apologizing before they even began speaking. Oh, this is my first time, and I'm really sorry if I mess things up. Thanks for having me. This and that happened this morning. Like things that aren't even connected to the talk, and it already sets the tone and the energy for your audience. Throw that out the window. You don't need any of that stuff. What you need is a powerful opening statement. That MC already introduced you. They already told the audience enough information about you that they're already excited and can't wait to hear what you have to say. So what does that powerful opening statement look like? Well, it's all going to depend on your fearless story and your area of expertise. Mine was all about welcoming women to the event and setting them up for an amazing fearless day. And I was the MC of the event. So I would be the person who would normally be saying, thank you for being here. Today you're going to hear some amazing speakers. Here's where the washrooms are. But do you think I started the day like that? No, I am setting the tone for that room and for every woman who's getting up on that stage. This is my powerful opening statement. For me, being fearless has been learning to listen to that still, small voice that lives in each of us. Not just listening to it, but paying attention to it. And most of all, acting upon it. And oh boy, isn't that the scary part? Taking the actions. But today you're going to hear the most powerful and fearless stories of so many amazing women who are going to step on this stage and inspire you to live fearlessly. What sounds better? What grabs people's attention? You see the impact that it can make when you have a powerful opening statement that captures your audience and grabs their attention. The next thing I want to talk about is choosing your fearless story. And that can be a really hard one because we all have so many. You know, you've gotten to this point in your life, not because life has been sunshine and roses, but because of everything, all the fearlessness that you've had to overcome. So that might take some thought, but also choosing a story that really connects with your main message, that really connects with your area of expertise, that really connects with that area of your business that you're wanting to build and grow. So those things, you really need to connect those dots for your audience, because in your mind, you know all your stories, you know exactly what you do, you know how you help people, you know what impact you're wanting to make, but the audience knows nothing. So they can't read your mind. So you have to clearly articulate that to an audience as to that fearless story and how that connects to how you live fearlessly now. The work that you do in this world to impact others, to be able to help others. So that should help you with then finding a fearless story that really best suits your main message. And that's the next thing I want to talk about is your main message. There needs to be a through line through your talk as to the umbrella as to what this message and 20-minute talk is all about. So yes, it's sharing your fearless story, but that main message should revolve around your area of expertise, the area of your business that you're really trying to build and grow. So, for example, you know, if you were a divorce coach, perhaps your fearless story is all about going through the trials and tribulations of going through the divorce that you've went through, but how the lessons and gifts that you learned in the process and how you help women to navigate that going forward. That can apply to any area of expertise. If you're a business coach, if you're, you know, a trauma coach, if you are a parent coach, if you are a marketing or branding, like there's anything that you want to apply that to. It's, as I mentioned, choosing a story that's going to align with that and having a main message that you are really wanting to deliver. Because one of the things that I've seen happen time and time again is that there's such a mixed message that by the time a woman has done her talk, the audience has no idea what she does, who she helps, or why that matters. Because it's just not that it's not a great talk, but there's no through line and there's no main message as to what your goal was to accomplish. So lots of times that will look like, you know, this happened, and then this happened to me, and then this happened, and then this happened. So by the end, people are like, wow, this person has really done a lot of things, but they had no idea at all that you are a coach or that you've written a book or that, you know, you're a mentor or any of these things that is your true area of expertise. So it's really important to make sure that you have that main message and that that becomes crystal clear. It's not trying to be everything to everyone who's sitting in that audience. You know, you are not going to necessarily connect with everyone. It's finding the people in the audience that's your people. And sometimes it's even that handful of people that come up to you afterwards and says, yeah, you're my person. Like, you know, you're who I need to talk to about this. I've went through that. You know, I need somebody who can help me. You're somebody who gets it and understands. And that's why the Fearless Summits are so powerful, is that women are vulnerable enough that they step on that stage and they share their fearless stories. And it gives another woman permission to say, that happened to me too. That's where it really becomes super powerful, and how I've seen so many women be able to transform their lives because they sat in that fearless audience. It truly is powerful stuff. So we talked about the opening statement. We talked about choosing your fearless story. We talked about that powerful through line. And then, of course, you need that powerful ending that wraps it all up. So, you know, making sure that as powerfully as it started, it's going to end powerfully as well. And of course, making sure there's some sort of call to action in there. You don't have to put that at the end. It could be, you know, seated throughout your talk. It could be in your talk at some point, but not leaving the stage without having some sort of powerful call to action. So, you know, maybe it is something that you're trying to build and grow in your business, and really tying that in a perfect little bow at the end, saying, you know, I know what it's like to be where you are. I know what it's like to struggle with these things. And I've devoted my life to empowering and helping others so that they don't have to go through that journey alone. You know, come and talk to me afterwards. I can show you how we can work together. You know, it doesn't have to be a hard sell. It doesn't have to be, you know, salesy and awkward or any of those kind of things. It's the fact that women know that, oh, you know, Sharon's a coach. I can work with her. Oh, Anita writes journals. Like, hey, I want to learn more about that. Like knowing, you know, what that person does and knowing that, hey, this is somebody I can connect with. Because the beautiful part that happens at Fearless events is we have tons of networking. You know, as a speaker at a Fearless Summit, you have a display table that you can have anything that you want. If you have books that you've written, if you have courses coming up, if you have, you know, giveaways that you want to give and collect email addresses, you know, you can do whatever you'd like from that display table, because it's all meant to help women live their passion and purpose every single day. You know, that's what I've devoted my life to, is that I know that women have divine and God-given gifts, talents, a passion and purpose that was put in you to be able to impact this world and make it a better place. And so my number one goal for every event is to impact the lives of every woman that's there, every woman who's sitting in a chair watching the stage, and every woman who bravely steps up on that stage and shares her fearless story, and to help her build and grow her business so that she can make that impact every single day that she wants to make, to use the divine gifts and skills and talents and passion and purpose that's in her to help the others as she would like to do. So that's kind of my advice of mastering your message to millions, and that it really is simple. Lots of times when we look at speaking and sharing our fearless stories, that it become overwhelming. We don't know even where to start. We get so petrified of doing it wrong. But really, it is quite simple. That really the steps are powerful opening statement, a powerful fearless story, a main message, and a powerful ending. And you can get the results that you want in your life and in your business. So I want to open it up to questions, that if anybody has any questions at all about any of the stuff I talked about. Quiet bunch, no questions. I either did it really good or I did it really rotten, one or the other.
I have a question.
Sure.
I've already put in an application to speak at St. John's location when you come in February.
Yeah.
I included a professional bio instead of making it intriguing and showing my true inspirational self. Am I able
No,
to correct
you don't
that?
have to reapply. It's okay. I will catch that and I will tell you, like, okay, let's change this up a little bit so that Krista isn't reading 25 pages of wonderful things that you did. I mean, long bios have serve their purpose. You know, on a website, it's great to have, but for an introduction on stage, you just want to warm that audience up to receive you for sure. But no, we can change that. No worries at all.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Any other questions? Kimberly, did you have one? Oh, you're muted, Kimberly. Oh, you're still muted.
No, I was just saying, I thought you did a great job.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Well, like I said, I've probably heard 2,000 fearless stories now, and I've seen women who do it extremely well. And I've seen women who have tried really hard and just, you know, not that it wasn't beautiful. You know, every story has its own beauty, but I just know it didn't match their intentions, or it didn't match the results that they wanted to achieve. And that's why I created this webinar, is to really help set women up for success and just some simple tools to help them maybe achieve the results that they want to achieve.
A couple questions, Charlotte.
Sure.
Yeah, great presentation. You answered a lot of questions. So a couple things. What's the turnaround time for when a person submits an application to be able to speak? Especially if we want to look at multiple locations. Is it a couple months or?
Okay, to hear back from me within 24 hours.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you submit a speaker's application, maybe not on a weekend, but during the week, I replied to people right away and set up a time to talk about it. To learn more about you and your business, what your goals are. I'll learn a lot just from your speaker's application. I'll review your website and any videos of talks and stuff you've done. I will have done my research, but then really making sure that it's like, okay, these are the things that I think will help you to achieve the goals that you want to achieve, and then find out, okay, is this the event you want to speak at? Is there multiple events you want to speak at? Those kind of things.
Okay, and then my second question is unfortunately, I haven't been to one of your events before, but are people just standing there at a podium, or are they sitting on a chair, or do they have slide decks? Or is it a variety of different things?
Yeah, it's up to you. So there's always a stage area. There's always a projector and screen. So if you want to have slides, you can have slides. Some women have them, some people don't. I always say, the more technology you have, the more that can go wrong, and that can sometimes throw people off. So, but if there's things that's important, like we've had women who use certain images that, really connect with their talk, so it's important for them to have it. But I always tell people, make sure you know your talk inside and out, that you're not relying on slides to remember your talk, because that can become very dangerous if technology doesn't work that day. And then there's always a podium and, of course, microphones and things like that. It's up to you whether you want to use a podium or not. Most women like to walk around and, use the stage, but some people like it as a life preserver. And, you have their notes there and things like that, and you can totally have that. I always tell people it's good to have your notes even on the side, that it's okay if you lose your place and you have to go back and look. Like, that's what Fearless events are all about, is to help you learn to become an even better speaker, that starting right from scratch, you can get lots of experience from the Fearless stage.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
No problem. Any other questions, ladies? No? Well, I know many of you already on here are, empowered members with One Woman. That's one of the things that to speak at the Fearless events. I just ask that women are, members of One Woman, supporting the work that we do globally to empower women and girls, our Fearless summits and the work that we do in Canada, the US, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, definitely helps women in developed countries. But, our memberships help us to do the work that we do in developing countries. So we send a lot of girls to school in this world. We empower a lot of women who live in, countries that we're working with them to start businesses to break the cycle of poverty. So as you're starting, coaching businesses and various types of businesses, we're helping women there start a chicken business or, a sewing business or things like that. So, those businesses look different, but the results are the same, is that it empowers women to be able to live the life of their dreams and to be able to live a little better life, because that's what I learned that is the same for women, no matter where I went in this world, whether that was, throughout Canada, or the United States, or throughout Africa, or throughout South America, or throughout Southeast Asia, is that what women want is the same no matter where we go, is that we just want a little better life for ourselves, for our families, and for our communities around us. And, there's no reason why every woman can't make the impact they want to make in this world, and also make the income that they deserve to make in this world as well. And so that's the goal that I have for every woman. So if you, by chance, you're not a member already, I'll include the link in the chat, that if you decide that, yep, that's something I want to do. And it doesn't just include being able to speak at Fearless stages. There's lots of other great things that help you build and grow your business, including all of these webinars that I do. There's one that's going to be happening next week as to how to build and grow your business through webinars, which is another powerful way to be able to speak and share in a little different format, but, you know, make sure you sign up for that. It's free to attend. So I love doing these things to help women. Linda, go ahead.
Oh, hi. I posted a question in the chat, but you might not have seen it. I'm wondering about like the travel. Does One Woman support with any of that, or support with any of the logistics, or like how does that work?
Well, we have hosts in each of the cities that usually the events happen at hotels. Not always, but most of the time they're at hotels that a lot of the speakers will just stay right there to make it easy. You know, they're literally walking down the hall to you know, speak at the event and attend and all those kind of things. So a lot of our hosts work with the speakers in terms of the logistics as to, you know, getting to the venue and the event. As for the actual travel plans, I always tell women, you know, choose an event that works for you to be able to get to, because it's your responsibility to get to the event. These are opportunities for women to be able to market, build, and grow their business. So it's not like I'm putting on the, you know, Verizon conference where we have, you know, speakers that are, you know, educating our staff. These are empowerment events filled with women who 90% or more are entrepreneurs, or women who want to start businesses, or women who are feeling stuck in their lives and saying, you know, I think there's something more out there for me. And so what is it that's keeping them stuck? That's usually lots of times the fearless stories of the women that we speak with. So whether that is, you know, a trauma in their life, you know, a health situation that's held them back, you know, a relationship that's went south, you know, so many different things that I find women are able to find their person to get them through what they're going through to be able to live the life that they want to live. So they're meant to, you know, kind of have different win-win-win situations in there where, you know, women who attend the event are often finding the people they need to help them get from where they are to where they want to be. And speakers, along with, you know, building their speaking portfolio, being able to share their stories, are also using the opportunity to build and grow their business. Like I mentioned, not every woman who spoke at a Fearless event has had a business, but I would say, you know, more than 90% of women are using that as a marketing tool for their business.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And, you know, the return on investment, like even to travel, like I said, you know, I've had speakers who've made $100,000 or more from a 20-minute talk. So, you know, is it worth a few $1,000s to get to an event and speak at it? Yeah. You know, if you want to get to your business to that level, which most women want to be able to do this full time, you know, but sometimes it's that mindset piece that holds women back as to, you know, them being confident enough to believe in themselves that much. Yeah. Any other questions, ladies? No? Who's excited about speaking? Anyone? Did I excite you at all about speaking? Good, good. That's what I love to hear, because yeah, I would love for you to speak at a Fearless event and to step onto that Fearless stage and to be able to make the impact that you want to make in the lives of others, to be able to make the income that you desire to make in your business, because that's what I do. That's what I do, is I try to help women use their businesses and to be able to make the impact and the income that they desire to make in this world. Because as I've learned from my cancer journey, is that life is short. It's so short, you know, and lots of times we sit there and we say, one day, I'm going to do that one day. And I didn't realize that September 27th of 2021 could have been my last day. So be careful of the some days, you know, make the decision that, hey, I'm going to do this. What have I really got to lose? Because my biggest fear in life is the fear of regret. And it should be your biggest fear too, is that you never want to get to the end of your days saying, I woulda, I coulda, I shoulda. You know, at least you can say, I tried. And I guarantee you that if you try, chances are you'll be at the end of your day saying like, damn, what a ride that was. Look what I was able to do. Look at everything I was able to accomplish because I decided to live fearlessly. And you're the only person who can make that decision in your life. So I hope I inspired you to step onto a Fearless stage, whether that's, you know, like I said, if it's a Fearless Women's Summit, whether that's doing your TEDx talk, whether that's speaking locally in your own community and just putting yourself out there. It is a powerful way for you to be able to grow personally, professionally, and you can make a really big impact in the lives of others through your fearless story. It's an important story, and don't be the world's best kept secret. That's all I have to say. So everybody, I wish you a fantastic day. If you have any questions at all, drop me an email anytime. I'll get back to you. Feel free to fill out the speaker's application. Like I said, I'll arrange a time with you to talk to you more about it. And for those that already have an application in and you've already got a time scheduled with me, I look forward to learning more about you. Have a fantastic day, everyone.
Thank
See
you,
you.
Hannah.
Right.